Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old Joe Roadie ready to go. Thanks for joining us today on Live Music Nation podcast. I'm your host, Jake. We are with John Brown today with the 365 Sports Complex, Sports and Entertainment Complex in Inman, Kansas. John, how are you doing this afternoon?
Doing great, thanks.
So I want to know, where did this whole concept come from? But first of all and foremost, tell us a little bit about you and how you're involved. And you also have other roles in the community and jobs, correct?
That's correct. So I actually work for an agricultural company called MKC full-time. And I have a passion for baseball and softball. And I played, my wife played, and we have 5 children. And our business partners, there's 3 families that own 365 Sports Complex. And we started one team back about 9 years ago, and that grew into 17 teams and years of pushing kids into college, playing sports. And, it just wasn't paying the bills for our facility. And we tried to think outside the box, and we're like, man, what do we all have in common here? And live entertainment went straight to the top. We've tried, Red Dirt country music's been great for us. We've tried some comedy stuff. It's done well. And we really love to entertain the local communities. And so we started off with a couple shows back in 2018, and they went well. We used to sit our stage on the turf. In 2019, we went ahead and added a stage off to the back, with a new green room, unloading area, and started having more events. And then we kind of hit a couple home runs, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And then we got out of COVID, and we've had a few shows since then, and we've just added another $150,000 addition for bathrooms. So we got quite the setup there. We can accommodate way more than we thought we could originally. We're bringing in some great artists. It's exciting for us.
So you're in a town of 1,400. How are you doing this? How are you pulling it off?
Well, we hope that it's our customer service, to be honest with you. We're keeping our prices competitive.
Okay.
If not reasonable. I think our customer service, and everything from how you get parked to how you get in the door, the beer service, the beer lines are quick. We just added a big bar. I think we're bringing in quality acts, and when something happens at our venue, we take care of it. We're not there just to suck your wallet dry. Sure. We really want to provide solid entertainment with great service. So service is our number one key.
Where did that idea stem from? Like if you had to give one day, one moment, or one person a little bit of credit, where did that idea come from?
The idea of the entertainment part of it?
Yeah.
We all love live entertainment. Matter of fact, one of our owners, Tim Cheatham, was in a band for years. It wasn't a country band, but he's a musician himself. And we all love to be entertained. We like to have a few beers, sit back and relax, but it's not so relaxing for the owners. But
yeah,
we do enjoy it. It is fun. So
I bet. What's been the biggest challenge since the pandemic to get people to come back out?
Well, that's a great question. I would say just making them feel like we have their safety as number one priority. We really do care about the health and well-being of our customers. We cut back our capacity quite a bit to make people feel like they can social distance. We never had mask requirements when we were having shows, but we gave people the opportunity to sit at a table and social distance, or they could stand up and rub elbows to elbow. So we try to provide and respect everybody's health concerns.
Sure.
It's been a challenge since we came out of COVID. September, October was tough.
We keep hearing the word habit. Like, we just keep hearing the word from a lot of venues and a lot of producers and promoters that they feel like these people are just, for a year, they stayed home. And so they drank at home and they got together in their garages with their buddies. And do you think that just getting people back into the habit of getting back out is a factor?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we have to create another habit of getting back out. I mean, I'm kind of studying this myself, trying to figure. We had a couple shows not do so well, but we have a couple shows that sold out in a matter of a week. So, I think it's really trying to bring the right genre, the right artist to the area, not oversaturate it, because people are, whether they're financially stressed, it's holiday season, they have different habits, they have different hobbies. That's probably the biggest deal is everybody went out and bought a $2,000 canoe or a new gun or whatever their new hobby is. And it's hard to get back in. I mean, it's not cheap going to live entertainment.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. What do you feel like your relationship, like you seem, just talking to you, you seem pretty keen on what your customers, how much feedback do you listen to, and what forms of feedback do you listen to?
We try to listen to all of it. I mean, there's always going to be people that are never happy, but, and we don't ever put big surveys out there, but when people come to us and say, hey, the biggest bottleneck of your facility is great. The acoustics, we have AstroTurf on the floor. So that really, I mean, we've heard from artists that our place sounds great. The biggest bottleneck we had was our bar and our bathrooms. So we try to take, I mean, if we can afford it or if it's reasonable, we want to make our experience better.
Yeah.
So we take all the advice we can. We really like to throw things out there to our listeners or to our customers of who do you want to see next? Right. We might do a poll like that, and it's amazing. You know, you ask 100 people who they want to see, and you're going to make 99 of them mad because you don't bring their artist in. But it's been really receptive and really supportive of our community. And you say we have a town of 1,400, but I mean, we've had concerts where we've brought in people from 6 different states. It's kind of crazy.
What do you think does that? What do you think? Just the uniqueness of it?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they haven't been there before, or they're roadies that are following people through, and they're going to be on a 3-day. They're going to go ahead and they're going to watch all 3 nights. But I think if you're from South Central Nebraska or North Central Oklahoma, and you're not getting to see some of the acts we're bringing in, it's a great opportunity to drive 2.5, 3 hours, get a good hotel and a good meal here in Central Kansas, and catch a great show in a pretty small venue. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to lead you to my next question. What are some of the criteria that you look when you're booking your acts?
Yeah. So I would say there's cost limitations, but there's not. I mean, we book acts that go from $2,500 all the way to $60,000. So we really try to get some big names. It depends on whether the artist is going to request all seated. If it's an acoustic show where it needs to be all seated, our limitations, round tables, we're at about $650. Standing room only for a young red dirt entertainer. I mean, somebody's going to get everybody dancing and hollering. We're about $1,400.
Oh wow, quite a difference.
We're doing an Aaron Lewis show, January 15th, where we'll have half round table, half theater seating, and it'll be $980. So we can really mix it up. Comedy shows are $600. So we're willing to bend and work with our artists, and sometimes they'll have a request of how they want the middle set up.
Yeah, no, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, let's have some fun for a second. Not just including your venue, but in your lifetime, what's the best show you've ever seen?
Chris Stapleton 3 weeks ago, BOK Center in Tulsa.
Wow, nice.
Jamie Johnson opened up for him. It was incredible.
Fantastic. If you had a dream act to bring into the 365 Sports Complex, what would your dream act be? At no cost, no limitations on size or anything like that.
Well, I'm speaking for the other owners, and they don't have any say in this because I'm on the call. I know Blake Shelton plays a bar not far from us, about an hour away. And man, that'd be pretty badass if he would roll in here someday and say, "Hey, let's do a show tomorrow night."
Yeah,
pretty confident we could fill the place up.
Oh, for sure. Is it, when you're working with artists and you're trying to bring somebody in, is it hard to get them in, or is it pretty easy with your location and the routing that they can work with?
So that's a fantastic question, and let's hopefully somebody with a new venue is listening. You really got to go with somebody who's got a credible reputation, who can call William Morris, CAA, or somebody in Red 11 and say, we have a new venue. They're on the map. They're legit. If I call, not a shot. I tried that. We use Kevin Roberts Entertainment out of Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
He does a wonderful job for us. It's not free. It's a middleman concept, but he works his tail off for us, and it's been very successful using that route.
I got you.
And we are probably in the place right now where, we've done some big shows. We've sold out some shows, and we're getting some reputation with old William Morris, CAA, Red 11. They're starting to go, okay, these guys they can actually sell a show and do it right. I'm still going to keep using Kevin because of all of his contacts and resources.
I got you. Yeah, that makes good sense. Well, I think you have a model that could be replicated in a lot of different parts of the country, and I think your knowledge, your insight, and your wisdom. You had an existing structure. Number one, you had an existing business, and I'm assuming the sports side is still going well as well.
It is going well. Right now, we currently have 16 teams playing there. And here's the great thing. Our slowest day of the calendar is Saturday. We had to fill it, right? I mean,
right.
So we train it's kind of weird. We train athletes full day Sunday all the way through Thursday, and then the weekend's dead. Everybody wants their lake time or their hunting and fishing. So we entertain people.
Fantastic. I'm glad. I think that model could be replicated in so many different areas, whether people are whether they're scared, whether they're hesitant, lots of things. But I think they can look at your model and help secure live music future all over the world, really, but especially in the U.S. and especially in the Midwest. So absolutely. John, thank you so much for coming on. I wanted to hear this story because I grew up in the Midwest. I grew up in Central Kansas, but I'm in and out so often. I had no idea this was even here, and so I'm pleased to hear what you guys are doing, and I'm just as a live musician myself, I'm grateful that you guys are doing this for live music. So thank you very much, and hopefully all the musicians out there listening to this will support what you're doing and other venues as well.
Cool, appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on,
Thanks
John.
for the opportunity.
Hey.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of